right. So Michigan Amazon workers staged the largest delivery station strike yet. So we see more good news happening on the strike front. And this was on Prime Day. So 60 warehouse workers.
Was
July 11th and 12th. July 11th and 12th. So guess who? Yeah. Our friend Luis Feliz Leon. Again, shout out to Luis Feliz Leon. He has been really on it this month. Love it. And I told him, thank you for the work that you're doing. He thanked me for shouting out and amplifying his stories, which I really appreciate. But we need like 20 or 30 or 40 more of him, and even more that go even harder than him. I love him, and I really do appreciate his reporting. But I thought that last week on his story with Smalls, he laid off the Smalls part and went hard on everything else, which I can kind of get because it's kind of hard. It's like the argument, and look, we've been going hard at Smalls for a long time, but they've been saying it's like the argument with the squad. Like I said, it's the best we have. And do you want to punch the people who might be your friends? That's the David Sirota argument. My answer is yes, because they're not really your friends. This guy is not our friend. This guy has not been representing labor. Not well enough. What has he, like, look what Sean O'Brien is doing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, in the middle of Amazon's Prime Day promotional sales rush, 60 warehouse workers walked out for more than 3 hours at its delivery station in Pontiac, Michigan, bringing the facility to the brink of total shutdown. The delivery station is the last warehouse an Amazon package passes through before it's loaded onto a truck or van en route to your house or your business to the customer. This year's Prime Day shopping bonanza, July 11th and 12th, set a record for the largest sales day in Amazon's history. Which is also, by the way, a good thing for Amazon workers. It's a bad thing because Amazon gets record profits, and that goes right in Jeff Bezos' pocket. But that also supposedly Jeffrey Bezos. Yeah, that guy. It gives them less of an excuse to continue to squeeze the workers, the more and more money that they make. But the crush of Prime Day puts even more pressure on workers to keep up with conveyor belts overflowing with boxes that can weigh as much as 50 pounds. We were just talking about this with UPS, where they're lifting 70-pound or 100-pound boxes. Right? We are demanding a safe work environment where we're not straining, pulling muscles from lifting heavy packages, or tripping over boxes falling off the conveyor belt. And that's one of the strikers at the delivery station. They walked out after Amazon...
I Love Lucy scene.
Literally. But they walked out after Amazon retaliated by refusing to accommodate her when she sustained an injury on the job. Love that. Thanks. That strike shows that workers can fight back against this company. That's funny. And Pontiac warehouse worker Nick White, in a press release, said, "We invited them to extend their picket line to Michigan because this is one fight." That's in Palmdale. So they've been on strike. And I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago as well. Because I remember Rainier Shea was saying that criticizing Chris Smalls potentially hurts the strike over there. And
how about no?
So, right. Safety is the top issue among Amazon's 1.6 million employees worldwide. Wow, 1.6 million employees. And that number doesn't even include the 275,000. They're not all evil henchmen.
You said it that way, though.
1.6 million
you
employees.
Said million, right.
Well,
yeah, you did that.
That's an unfathomable number of employees to work for one organization. Not including the 275,000 Amazon delivery drivers who are nominally employed by contractors through the company's delivery service, right? So workers at Amazon warehouses in the U.S. sustained nearly 39,000 injuries in 2022. Fuck. right? Injury rate at warehouses is 70% higher than other warehouses. So we know that they're not taking care of their people. Company pushes workers to work at a pace it breaks down their bodies. It influences the productivity metrics and the robotics of competitors like Walmart and Target. Right. So because Amazon sets this number, then Walmart and Target have to keep up pace and set their target for their target, set the standard of speed for their employees at the same level. They don't have to, but Wall Street and profits and capitalism dictates that if one's doing it, everything is a monkey see, monkey do in this business. Very rare to walk in a warehouse in any industry at all and see 1 million units being shipped. Right. 1 million a week is a high volume operation, but Amazon on a peak day is doing 1 million units a day. Right. Amazon grants us unpaid time off and then steals it back in 1 hour increments instead of the true time, the minimum 15 minutes. If you run out of UPT, you get fired. And then they'll just hire you back in 60 or 90 or 120 days, which also allows you not to accumulate time served and to potentially build towards full-time employment because they usually hire you as a part-timer. But through petitions, marches on the boss, button-up actions, the workers in the delivery station have already notched some wins. For one, Amazon now provides them with bottled water at all times. That's great. Right? Unreal. So that sounds, maybe the governor of Texas should listen to that. Due to failing infrastructure, northern Michigan, of course, has been experiencing periodic water advisories when tap water isn't safe to drink unless you boil first. So workers can't use the warehouse water fountains. So they have to get provided with bottled water. Yep.
Water?
So,
water?
Yep, water. We're going to do the water. Scorching heat, of course, another concern. They've been toiling in what OZA describes as near heat stroke conditions. Oh, man. The workers forced Amazon to install fans. Right, but while this remedy was short-lived, once the fans broke down, Amazon didn't replace them. Thank you so much.
Oh.
What? I gave you fans.
Hot.
I gave you fans.
And where was that facility?
In Michigan. Pontiac, Michigan. An Amazon spokesperson downplayed the Pontiac walkout, with less than 1% of the employees at the facilities participating in today's protest. We don't anticipate any significant impact on our operations. So she described DDT6 as a fulfillment center that opened this year with 1,200 employees. Unionize that shit now.
Nice.
Those figures are garbled. Delivery stations employ on average 100 to 200 workers. A fulfillment center is a much larger warehouse where customer orders are received and items are packed for shipping. There's a large robotic fulfillment center for Detroit 3, which employs 3,000, located at the same Pontiac site, and both facilities opened in 2021. So they're splitting all these potential roles and people up, partly to keep them from speaking to each other and from organizing, but also because some efficiency expert and some architect somewhere has shown them that they can save X amount of money with X amount of time from moving stuff from building to building to building rather than within the same building for whatever reason. Because if it was the same, if they could save money by doing it in the same building, they would. But Amazon sells this place as a career, but our drivers shouldn't have to do DoorDash. They shouldn't have to do Uber. They shouldn't have to do all these side gigs in order to make ends meet. Right? He makes $19.45, which is the $17.95 base rate plus $1.50 in night shift differential. These guys are making less than $20 an hour.
Yep.
Non-college educated workers have found new leverage by quitting and moving to better paying or easier jobs, forcing Amazon and its competitors to respond with sign-on bonuses and wage increases. White saw ads from Walmart and Target last year advertising warehouse jobs that started in the 20 to 24 range. So that's good. They should really be 30, 35, 40, at least for the physical work that they're doing.
There you go.
At least. Right? But ZipRecruiter lists 15 to 1650 for a Walmart freight handler in Madison Heights, Michigan. Indeed shows a Target overnight warehouse job starting at 15 and a quarter in Sterling Heights. That's just outside Detroit. I mean, that's not, those are nice areas. I mean, 15 and a quarter an hour. Multiply that out by 40 hours, everyone. Oh, wait. I believe it's $700 a week.
Oh, don't make people do math.
Yeah, do math. It's not enough. It's $2,800 a month. That's not enough to pay rent, to eat, and to live.
No.
And it's barely enough to get by. And
what's the cost of living in Michigan, you think?
Higher than 15 and a quarter an hour. I would guess it's probably closer to 25. But overall, Amazon has put downward pressure on wages in the industry. U.S. warehouse wages have fallen over the last decade to an average of just under $46,000, far below what they were making decades ago. And now you've got the machines and the robots coming. They're just trying to bide their time until the robots can do all the work. Right? While worker productivity surged 62%, and they can't do all the work. And you still need someone to operate the machines. Machines can't operate the machines. We're not there yet. We may be there soon.
Madison Heights, monthly rent for a 1-bedroom apartment averages around $660.
Okay.
While a 3-bedroom around $1,000 for a month.
That's not a 3-bedroom apartment for
$52,000.
A 3-bedroom apartment for $1,000 a month. Well, good luck finding a 3-bedroom apartment. First of all,
not terrible.
That's not bad at all. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Median house cost $97,000.
The union capitulated to a $13 starting rate, rising to $15.50 in 2022. Yeah, there we go. Then President Jimmy Hoffa Jr. forced the contract through even after a majority voted it down. Didn't we talk about how Jimmy Hoffa Jr. wasn't very popular as a leader and how he wasn't the greatest Teamsters president and how Sean O'Brien seems to be different? Maybe. There's some red flags there when it comes to Sean O'Brien as well, and you can see that some of the yellow freight drivers are not very happy with him. And we'll see what happens in the end with the Teamsters. He's got a lot of very fiery rhetoric, but he's already begging the president to not intervene when the president is probably going to intervene in some way, shape, or form. So then what? I don't know what he's going to do. Will he shut them down? It seems like he might. I don't know. They've been practicing all month. They're certainly making that threat. They got the pilots on board. We'll see what happens. But we're again talking about Palmdale, California. By the way, I hear your Opera browser. The delivery drivers negotiated a contract with Amazon subcontractor for $30 an hour, but Amazon terminated the contract. They're now fighting for Amazon to honor that contract and bargain with the union as a joint employer. So part-timers are pushing at UPS, we know, for $25 an hour, more full-time jobs, and an end to the market rate adjustments that allow the company to hike wages to attract new hires when the labor market's tight, and then lower them when the labor supply is plentiful. That also screws over the existing workers that have been there and performing the work at maximum pace to the point where they need to bring in more workers. So you're going to pay those workers more than the ones who have already built that? I mean, it feels so wrong to do. A strong Teamster contract at UPS could show Amazon workers what a union could do. At a practice picket outside Brooklyn UPS hub on July 14th, Sean O'Brien rallied local 804 members. And I think Luigi Morris over from Left Voice was over at that rally. He says UPS is going to strike themselves until they get real, get smart. They made $100 billion off of all of you. Now's the time to reward the people that made them a tremendous success. We need to take this contract as a model, as an industry standard to organize the unorganized. So that's, yeah. I love that kind of talk. I just hope that it's not just talk.